The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. There's the whistle.
Well, we're in the presence of a true great of Italian football.
You're talking Bergami?
Yeah, he can perform anywhere across the back four, and thanks to his discipline, he makes it all look seamless. Incredibly dogged and determined.
Suarez in acres of space out wide. Now it's Nedved. No way through. Now it's Griezmann. And this is Cruyff. And Cruyff! Messi. Totti. And Zanetti. And the counter is on. And this is Luis Suarez. Nicely spread. Oh, sweet feet. And it's Griezmann. Totti, who needs just a moment to score a goal. And this is Cruyff. Cruyff! And that is doing no harm at all. No goals as yet. And that is out of play. Knocks it into space. And this is Nedved. Ned gets his head on it! And he's done it! And there is your opener. Certain, searing, and imperious.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
So we have the first goal.
Yeah, it's rare that one is enough though, Peter. I get the feeling they'll be wanting another as soon as possible.
And that's a dangerous ball. Decent chance! And it's in! And they're threatening to fly away here. We knew what was coming, and he has outfoxed the keeper again.
Well, was there ever any doubt? It made it look like he's done it over and over and over again, and he has.
Colorado Springs are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
And he's managed to get free. Nedved. So much. And the shot! Quality ball. Vieri. Totti. Threads one in. Oh, shooting chance! He's got a goal! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Barcelona are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
A shift in momentum, perhaps.
Well, there's a real sense that the momentum has shifted here, Peter, and the crowd are reacting to that now.
Griezmann receives it in a good position here. Vieira. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And it's Messi. Now that's well seen too. And we've reached half-time. Well, the scoreline at half-time, a fair reflection of things overall, you'd have to say that. There was certainly no lack of effort or endeavour in the first half. It is quite a game, breathless and laced with excitement.
Well, I think the message from the manager at half-time will be pretty simple, Peter. He's going to want them to play at a higher tempo, press more, higher up the pitch, pass quicker, and entice the opposition out of position. He knows how crucial the next goal will be.
Colorado Springs leading, but only just 2 on the scoreline. So we're off again. Nedved going face-to-face with his great rival. Totti looking to play him in. Shot, surely! And there's a goal! They have done it! They have their equaliser!
Well, you have to credit the desire there. These boys knew they were in a battle, and they did exactly what was needed to get back into it. That's going to make the boss just a little happy now.
Oh, one moment you're in... And Owen! Superb goal!
Oh, he's quite the pro. The speed and sharpness in his game gives him an advantageous edge, and he applies it with lethal effect. He's class, real class.
It was casual, it was careless, and it has proven costly.
Colorado Springs really were asking for trouble there by failing to cope with a formidable press.
Barcelona have their lead.
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue.
Oh, the touch is just too thick. Could really have done without that.
Yeah, very careless, and I leave it at that.
Time then for the first substitution of the game. White cuts it out. Colorado Springs do have options available on the bench if they want to go that way. Ibrahimovic! And he has produced there the crispest of hits.
Well, he does strike a very pure ball, doesn't he? It's great technique.
Ribéry. And this is Pato. Ribéry is, of course, well known for his dancing feet.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
This is a really front-footed approach.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
Pato plays a sharp little ball here. It's Nedved! And he nearly went all the way.
He's the one player you want on the ball running at defences, and that's precisely why.
Colorado Springs with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. And this is Pato.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
Oh, we expected better, and so did he. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Aimed beyond the defence. And it's Messi. Colorado Springs very much running into the last chance saloon.
Well, I like to see, Peter, that they haven't given up yet, so the spirit burns on.
Dink through. Bastoni gets across to intercept that. There's the man who is effectively the team's security policy.
Well, it's probably safe to say now, Peter, that it's going to be all about game management from here.
Played out wide. Nedved! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And that is as far as it goes. A game that is a tale of one that got away. A position of great promise they established, but they lost momentum, they lost intensity, they lost their lead, and ultimately they lost the game. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. So off we go then.
Well, this 4-4-2 formation is often used in the modern era defensively, but it used to be the gold standard of formations a generation or so ago, Peter, and it does allow the fullbacks to play a key role in attack.
Yeah, they offer most of the width, don't they?
Exactly. You want them to be high up the pitch so they can get themselves into the final third.
And Del Piero! Oh, he's hit the bar! Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, Nuno Mendes here, I think, will be very important, Peter, particularly if they start to spread the play, because he's excellent in one-on-one.
Decent chance! It's there! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. And this is Cruyff. Cruyff! Oh, good finish. And they're threatening to fly away here. We knew what was coming, and he has outfoxed the keeper again.
Well, how cool was that? He was almost teasing the keeper then.
Colorado Springs are now luxuriating in a two-goal lead. He's having a shot! Relentless! Just relentless! A quite incredible spell. They are flying. They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
Well, a little more decisiveness on the ball, and that probably wouldn't have happened, but still, it was very well played. Great pressure to force the error.
Colorado Springs find a position of real strength now.
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue.
And he was quick to react. Nuno Mendes. Stojkovic scooting forward. Now it's Del Piero.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Nuno Mendes. Stojkovic. Juve. Xavi Alonso spots it and intercepts. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
He's found a way through. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Bergomi does really well to win the ball there. Just 5 minutes left until the break. And he's there to make the challenge. That is a jarring tackle, but apparently nothing wrong with it. Hazard. Hazard making good progress on the right-hand side. Xavi Alonso looking to pass their way up the pitch. And the counter is on. Great vision. Del Piero providing an good chance here. It's loose and there's a race for the ball. Could be danger here. So a temporary halt to the action. But I don't think many people saw this coming ahead of kickoff.
It's an eye-catching scoreline, but it's a fair reflection on what we've just seen in this first half, Peter. Now they just need to make sure they retain their focus until the very end. No slip-ups.
Colorado Springs, seemingly the only team to have turned up here. It is 3-0 at the break. So straight into the second half. Well, they've got it back in a hurry. The ball's gone astray. Knocks it into space. Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick. There could be trouble here. But for now, the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket. Stojkovic looking to play it into the box. They're taking a moment to consider their options. Now it's Stojkovic. Stojkovic stood his ground strongly. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. He's shifting through the gears here. Beckenbauer did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Hazard. Closing. It's Hazard! And that is doing no harm at all.
Yeah, that was a fantastic run, and it showed how brilliantly energetic he is.
A poorly directed kick from the keeper. He's given it away. Nesta is one of those players who's known for reading the game better than anyone. More and more pressure on the ball here. Nakata. Beckenbauer. Now Costa Curta. Chooses to go cross-field. Nuno Mendes. Well-timed, excellent interception. That's a good ball. Nesta did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. And here's Hazard. Hazard will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. And this is Del Piero, and he's managed to get free. Out of play for a goal kick. So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here. And he's worked it through. And this is Pato. So no flag here. There's the header! Oh, it's come off the upright. Costa Curta. And it's McAllister. Here's Totti. Ahead by 3, but they won't want to take their foot off the pedal. And he's being shifted off it. Oh, easy pickings there. And this is Raul. Colorado Springs have it back and can go again. Great ball if he can get there.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. And that is as far as it goes. This is a side which is purring, picture perfect. To win, they will relish having pulverised what was put in front of them. It was a pulsating performance. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Well, the look on the manager's face says it all. He knows he set his attack up perfectly.
Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up, and we'll be getting underway very soon. So that's got things underway.
Well, Peter, it's easy to heap praise on players that play further up the field, but they couldn't do what they did without the unsung heroes doing the dirty work, and Frank Rijkaard is amongst the very best in the business.
Some say the best ever.
Yep, and I can see why. He's about as sophisticated as players come, and his role covers everything from reclaiming the ball to, well, pretty much everything else. Only a man of his calibre and cleverness can do that.
Cruyff, Del Piero, Wan-Bissaka. Oh, can he get onto this? He's not got that quite right. Xavi Alonso. Colorado Springs have reclaimed it. Cruyff. Oh, shooting chance! Cannavaro getting this one clear. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now it's Eto'o. And that's a nicely shaped ball. Now there's a fine ball. And Aubameyang! Goal! Portugal!
Well, I think it's pretty obvious, Peter, that this emphasises the importance of having willing runners who want to go behind that defence. One good ball, and they're in.
The first breakthrough.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
And here's Messi. Messi!
What an absolute shame. The composure and imagination to set himself free. He should be locked up after that. Colorado Springs really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
Messi, a player so deservedly decorated with praise and glory. Messi, he's felt... And Messi! Messi! Oh, that is beautiful! He's got himself an absolute peach. They're level in a trice.
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic.
And wow, he has given that a right old hit.
Oh, give me this every week. The technical ability was superb, and you can see he meant every bit of this.
We're looking at a different game now.
Well, they just couldn't have responded any better, Peter. Yeah, there's the old cliche about how teams can lose focus after scoring, but you still have to take your chances. Brilliant.
Cruyff. Messi tries to pass it through. Colorado Springs do seem to have a very clear game plan here, Jim.
Yeah, they're set up to play those long balls from deep, Peter. The front men have certainly been big.
Shot a goal!
I think that's great defending. He just made sure he was in the right place to block it, and I bet you the keeper's very relieved.
Now he's Iniesta! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Portugal with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. And they've got rid. Cannavaro. Into the final 5 minutes of the first half. And now they can spring out of defence. And this is Cruyff. Goes for a shot!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Eto'o. That is good alertness. And that brings the first half to a close. Nothing to separate the two teams at half-time. They've both given it a really good go, and they head into the break all square. So we reach the halfway point.
Well, I think keeping our neutral hats on, Peter, this is more than a decent game of football where we've seen plenty of creativity. Both sides really ought to be looking to up the urgency, though.
So all square at half-time, each side matching the other blow for blow at the break. And so the action is resumed. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card.
Yeah, they look as if they're intent, Peter, on stopping him outside the laws of the game, so the referee is going to have to be very alert here.
Delivered low.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Vieira. And here's Messi. Aubameyang. And it's Iniesta. Ribery. Del Piero. And here's Cruyff. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Cruyff was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. And it's Gerrard. Eto'o, looking to play him in. And this is Iniesta. Bullish header! Goal! Portugal! And they're back in front. It was wonderfully efficient.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
Portugal leading now.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
And that was nowhere near his best. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Oh, he's been caught napping. He is through here. And Messi! It's hit the upright. I'll be a bit disappointed with that.
Yep, certainly could have been something so much more.
So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
Iniesta, looking to pass their way up the pitch. Nedved can so cleverly bypass the press. Just about up to 75 minutes. He steps in, and that's the end of that. And now they can clear their lines. And this is Luis Suarez.
Colorado Springs really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Well, this could be it. Something close to a minor miracle.
Well, I like to see, Peter, that they haven't given up yet, so the spirit burns on.
Wan-Bissaka, Thuram, Rijkaard, Isco, and it's Isco. Oh, easy pickings there. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Chance for a shot! Portugal clearly now in lead preservation mode. And that is as far as it goes. A game of margins of thrills, the sort of game that is a great advertisement for our sport. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So we're up and running. Alessandro Costa Curta, he doesn't have what you'd call a classic centre-back's physique, does he?
No, but his game is never really about athleticism, power and the physical stuff. He never has to let it be.
Yeah, it's interesting because he's still become considered one of the greatest defenders of his time. How's that?
Well, it's characteristics like leadership, his class.
Header! Gerrard tries to clear. Arsenal have the chance to go the other way. Nesta produces the perfect tackle there. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Taken back almost at once. Now he's got space here. That has ended up in no man's land. Griezmann. And it's made its way to Luis Suarez!
Will simply have to tip his hat to the keeper here because that was a magnificent save.
Well seen. Saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Cruyff! Keeper gets just about enough of it.
Well, it didn't quite come off this time, Peter, but that's a warning to the opposition. This team know how to counter and they'll be looking to do it every chance they get.
And it's Xavi Alonso. Cruyff. And this is Cruyff.
Been there, done that, unfortunately. You immediately want to have another go. Believe me on that.
A probing pass. And that has been cut short. So a third of the match or thereabouts gone, and we still await the first goal. Thuram was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Now, can they get him? Tries one from range! Has a look and plays it forward. And here's Thuram. And they're back on the ball again. Played into space. Brilliantly cut out. Now it's Luis Suarez. Alonso. Haaland. Can he get on the end of this? Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Still waiting for the game's first breakthrough goal. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on.
Colorado Springs have really been terrific at snuffing out the threat. Now for something different.
Bit of an appeal, but nothing doing. Xavi Alonso. Quick look at his watch, and the referee whistles for half-time. Well, it was a half of could-haves and should-haves, but as the whistle blows, we remain where we started. Plenty for both managers to mull over here. So between them, no goals at all so far.
Well, this will have given them a chance to look for any potential holes and weaknesses in the opposition. Something that will bear fruit once the teams come out again, I'm sure, Peter.
Well, generally speaking, an entertaining half. Lack of goals a notable thing, but that's not to say it hasn't been very watchable. And we're already back up and running after half-time.
Colorado Springs have been the team that have had the lion's share of possession and chances. Okay, they haven't got much to show for it, but I think it's a case of keep going and eventually you'll get your break.
Griezmann. Oh, lovely feed. He is such a good mover. Oh, that was vital. Messi, a player so deservedly decorated with praise and glory. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Well, he has slightly undercooked that one.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Oh, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. That's destined for the flank. Knocks it into space. And he's there to retrieve it. And here's Cruyff. Oh, he's defended very well against those tricky feet.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
And that's really well manoeuvred. And Cruyff! And the keeper could only will that wide of the post.
Oh, he overcooked that one, aiming for perfection, and he got it slightly wrong.
So changes a foot here, and from both sides.
Well, the moans and groans from the stands now are very audible. Arsenal clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game. That's just playing it safe and simple.
Mateus, that's a cute ball. And the pass is intercepted. Looking for options for movement.
Well, it's very much looking like this might be destined for a scoreless outcome.
Now it's Thuram. Looking to play him in. Van Dijk makes the interception. And it's Neymar. Played out towards the right wing. No, it's come to nothing.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
He won't be happy with that one. Threads one in. How they wanted to win. They did everything to win, but time has beaten them. Frustration, exasperation, vexation, certainly from an attacking perspective. Neither side able to make an impression despite... The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. So it's away we go then. Well, for Pepe, this is the time to get that stern focus in his eyes.
Yes, it's that look that says, I'll win at all costs, and you better be prepared for what's coming.
Well, he knows, doesn't he? He just knows. At the core of his game is winning battles, physical, aerial, mental. To him, winning, however he does it, matters most. And here's Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic gets on his bike and on the move. That's going to go a long way. Well, they've got it back in a hurry. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Ribery. Now, what about a counter-attack? Cruyff going face-to-face with his great rival. Ibrahimovic chasing after it. Ribery. Nedved. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Looking for options for movement. And he's definitely onside. And he's... Girassi! A wonderful effort, all by himself.
Well, I'm glad he took the opportunity to run with the ball when the chance came about. That's the kind of positive thinking they need right now.
Colorado Springs, still without a single shot on target. Nedved. And it's Nedved. Couldn't squeeze it through. Rijkaard is the team's great visionary. Cafu. Mateus. Mateus makes a dash for it. Nedved did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. And it's Azar. Azar. The defence opting here for strength in numbers. Defending of the desperate variety. Cruyff. Vieira. Nedved. And this is Luis Suarez. Can he finish? It's there! Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
What about the pass, Peter? It was played so intelligently and he picked out the perfect target.
So the first moment of real significance.
Yeah, it's rare that one is enough though, Peter. I get the feeling they'll be wanting another as soon as possible.
Tries a shot! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And it's Azar. Now he's got space here. Good ball over the top. And that's gone all the way through to the keeper. Nesta has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. Ribéry. And the whistle goes for half-time. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. Colorado springs up by 1 goal at the halfway point.
On the evidence of what we've seen, they're worth their lead. There was genuine intensity and purpose behind what they brought to the game. I think they'll...
There's the shot! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Oh, how about that touch, Peter? I mean, that was brilliant. He got the ball to go exactly where he wanted it. The touch was perfection, the finish, imperfection.
Xavi Alonso. And that's gone loose. Tries to pass it through. Rijkaard. O'Shea. Mateus. And here's Ibrahimovic.
Ibrahimovic really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
That could spell trouble.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack. Bangladesh really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here. Chance! And yes, it's there! And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. One sweeping move executed with deadly efficiency.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
So that's 2 now without reply.
Well, that's a real psychological...
It's Nedved! It's bounced back off the post. There will be a throw-in. Mbappe. Rijkaard. Nicely weighted ball. He's in a great position here. And the shot! He's got a goal! to within one. Interesting. He made it happen, squeezed through with sheer will and considerable accuracy.
The keeper might have been a little unsighted. He seemed awful.
And a chance! And it's in! Two ahead, late in the day, game over surely. As simple as you like, the outcome utterly inevitable.
Yeah, keeping calm and taking a touch like that when it's all going on around you isn't always that easy, but he made it look like a doddle. Finishing it off was quite simple after that.
So the lead now is 2.
Well, that's pretty much sealed it now, and surely, Peter, we're not going to see any complacency after that.
Bale! And that really should have been that.
Well, he's looked very lively. He really wants to put this game to bed.
Colorado Springs with the corner. They're first. Adriano with the clearance. And now a sudden chance to counter. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Thuram is offering some sort of an apology there.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, and they have every right to be.
Look at the space, shapes to shoot! Oh, what's he giving here? He's given a penalty. Colorado Springs have themselves a chance from the spot. David De Gea to save this spot kick and his team. He has missed it.
Not the best spot kick I've ever seen, but they've got to keep their heads up and chase this game.
No unnecessary risks, and the game is petering out here. Vieira. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Bale going forward. 5 minutes to add. And there goes the final whistle. Colorado Springs are enjoying their moments of collective... Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So it's down to business here. Philip Lahm, Jim Beglin, one of the greatest fullbacks ever, perhaps.
Oh, without doubt, Peter. He's definitely in that category when...
Shoots! What a wonderful goal!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
And his manager couldn't look happier. That's the kind of interplay they've been working on in training, and it came off beautifully.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. He won't be happy with that one. And this is Del Piero.
Oh, great feat, that.
And he's managed to get free. Big chance! One-on-one!
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Cruyff. Goes down, but nothing given. Bellingham. Nedved. And here's Cruyff. He's beat Cruyff! Cruyff! No one quite like him! He's got himself an absolute peach. And they're threatening to fly away here. A moment that needed composure, and he had plenty of it.
Well, that's great disguise he got on that finish too. Just toying with the defence, making them guess the wrong thing to do. Made him look a bit silly, Peter.
So that's two now without reply.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
Looking for options for movement. He's found... And Del Piero! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Colorado Springs with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Pepe getting this one clear. England have the chance to go the other way. He's shifting, and a chance! Again, a brilliant save.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
And he's running through. Griezmann. Griezmann! Same again, same outcome.
Well, the breakthrough hasn't come yet, Peter, but you do feel they're upping the ante here. They'll get their reward if they can stick at this.
Takes on his marker. That's good pressing, squeezing the play. The ball has bounced loose now, and it's been played through. Nedved. Silvestre is there to clear. No, he's had it taken off him. Now can he find a chance for a shot? Relentless! Just relentless! And with that, it is pretty much a done deal. Colorado Springs find a position of real strength now. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Schmeichel. That's a lovely, neat pass. And this is Del Piero. Griezmann. It's Griezmann! That was quite a test for the goalkeeper.
Well, that was highly impressive. He went through them like a knife through butter, so that's raised an alarm or two.
This their second corner of the game. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. We are just getting started.
Well,
And the shot! And it's a goal!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate, on heels rather than toes.
Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
Yeah, great movement and great use of space to get on the end of the pass, and that pretty much did it.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Now that looks a decent ball. Aimed beyond the defence. Seedorf. And here's Eto. And Hullet! Well taken goal. And the lead lost no time at all.
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down, and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Portugal are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry. Tails most definitely up now.
Now it's Eto. Nedved plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. That's a sharp pass. Well read, nice interception. Just about midway through the first half, and it has been an engaging watch. Maldini making good progress. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. And it's Griezmann.
Oh, great feat, that.
Seedorf. Xabi Alonso gets across and deals with it.
Colorado Springs are clearly playing a patient game here, looking to pick out those runners.
Yeah, chance! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Del Piero looking to add to his goal. Pinches it off him. Good running, strong and purposeful. Pedri. And it's Seedorf. Big chance! Goal! Portugal! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. Oh, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
It's just sloppy to lose the ball like that, Peter. The ease which they were able to cut through them from there, that definitely doesn't have a good look about it.
Portugal with the lead.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
Yeah, listen, we often get critical of a forward's tackle, but that was squeaky clean.
Intercepts the throw, that's well read.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Colorado Springs with the corner, they're first. And that has been cleared. He's having a hit! It's their second corner of the game. Nedved. Nedved! Beautiful from Nedved! A finish of true class! It's level again! What a match we have!
Yeah, and it's very much deserved in the circumstances. In these games, it's so tempting to maybe get a little sorry for yourselves, but there's none of that.
That's it, 45 minutes up. High octane, high tempo, high scoring. That was quite a half of football. It is quite a game, breathless and laced with excitement.
Well, it's been played at such a frenetic pace. I'm amazed it's only been 45 minutes. I'm wondering whether these players are going to be able to maintain that energy.
Well, it has been a high-octane first half, full of action, both sides with 2 goals going in at half-time. The second half is up and running. Can he get on the end of this? Del Piero providing an outlet on that flank. Del Piero stood his ground strongly. He won't be happy with that one. And it's Nedved. Del Piero. Pedri. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Pedri is offering some sort of an apology there.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
And he's picked it up out wide. Bergomi did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Picked up, shoots! And he hits the net. And the comeback is complete. What a delicious goal, stroked in like a maestro.
That was magnificent. The way he caught it so perfectly, I think he's even managed to surprise himself, Peter.
2 goals on the day, and he may not yet be done. Well, the 2 coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time. So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
Luis Suarez. Searching pass he's played there. Bergomi. Colorado Springs are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise. And here's Bale. Vieira gets over and intercepts. Colorado Springs have got it back and they'll have another go. Has a look and plays it forward. Knocks it into space. Tries a shot! Rummenigge! Truly a man who will pass the test of time. He's got himself an absolute peach. Again, we are level. What a contest!
Well, this is just incredible. I mean, who would have seen this? Neither manager, I think. It's all happening.
They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
Well, Peter, they should just never have lost the ball from there, but you have to give...
And Messi! Oh, no, that could be a costly miss.
Messi fully appreciates that he could have won it then, and now he'll be all the keener not to lose it.
Corner number 3 coming up. Oh, great leap! And there's a goal! And they get themselves in front! A wonderful delivery, and all it needed was a touch.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball, made a classic move and met it perfectly.
Colorado Springs leading now.
Well, Peter, the manager's all smiles, but he's got a big decision to make here. He needs to see this one out. They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
It's hit the upright. And that could have brought them level.
Well, it's certainly encouraging, Peter. At least they're going about things the right way after falling behind.
Well-timed, excellent interception. Now it's Bale. Nedved. Messi, a player who needs no introduction. I think we're just about done here. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Bale receives it in a wide position. Oh, he's had a shot! And that's a good finish. And right near the end, we have parity. Well, it would have been harder to miss.
Well, I'm giving him full marks for the way he exploited the space, Peter. But you really shouldn't be left unmarked in the middle like that. I don't think he could believe his luck.
So all square with almost no time remaining.
Credit where it's due. This is...
Oh, shooting chance! Oh, he's done it! Oh, that has got to be it! This has to be it! So smooth. And that's that. So the winners, bullish and belligerent after a remarkable collective effort. Fall behind they may have done, but they were having none of that. So a game of thrills and tiny margins, so many what-ifs and what might-have-beens, but eventually... Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Things really are sizzling here in Milan. The San Siro provides the perfect backdrop to the excitement which will follow. And we're underway.
Well, this fellow, Giorgio Chiellini, Peter, is one of the game's great thinkers.
Yeah, in both an academic and a footballing sense, of course.
Yeah, and I think he'll prove key if they're looking to play on the break here. You won't get many players who are better than him in terms of ball winning, and it's all going to be about how quickly they can turn things around once they've got the ball.
Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Now it's Forlan. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Forlan goes for a shot! Forlan! Fantastic!
As openings go, this is up there. Another magnificent finish from Mr. Magnificent. This could be good. Very good. Well, I don't want to be overly harsh on the defensive side of things here, Peter, but the build-up was so slick and executed with such quality, it made life just that bit too difficult for them.
So a breakthrough already. Now it's Forlan. Maldini promptly onto that, and that is that. Luis Suarez. Now, can they get him away? Chiellini spots it and intercepts. Wan-Bissaka gets it away. Now it's Forlan.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty...
Real chance! Neymar has an approach to the game which is pretty much shoot on sight. Cruyff, and the shot's on here. Great chance! And that's a good finish. They are right back in business.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
Unstoppable. Just how do they contain him?
Yeah, he won the jostle, and it was a very good finish, and I think he'll go away feeling pretty good about that one.
Colorado Springs restore parity.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
And this is Cruyff. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball.
Bangladesh really look like a team that's set up to absorb pressure. They don't mind being on the back foot.
But with something up their sleeve.
Yeah, they clearly feel they can hit hard on the counter-attack thanks to their pacey options.
Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Cruyff. Bit of an appeal, but nothing doing. Raul in the hunt and looking threatening. Passing is crisp and sharp. The pressing's intense and it's paid off. And it's Griezmann. That ball looks a good one. Takes a shot! Neymar. Forlan. Couldn't squeeze it through. Xavi Alonso. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Neymar. Now it's Raul. And it's half-time. So it's all squared. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. So your views on the first half?
Colorado Springs will be pretty happy with the way they've performed so far. They remained calm after going behind, and they were able to raise the intensity, get their equaliser. So this isn't bad at all.
So all square at half-time, each side matching the other blow for blow at the break. And so the action is resumed. Forlan. Well, there's the clearance. That's gone for a throw-in. Dani Olmo. Colorado Springs come out of the tunnel having undergone a change at half-time.
Well, I'm assuming that this is going to end up as a tactical change, Peter.
Dani Olmo can so cleverly bypass the press. Forlan. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending and they got away with it.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
Oh, this looks sharp. And that's a dangerous... Can he finish? That is delicious! A finish of true class! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! One sweeping move executed with deadly efficiency.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
Always goal side. It's Forlan! Fantastic from Forlan! A finish right from the top draw. A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye.
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser.
The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Yeah, and having the thrust to get there is one thing, having the composure to score is another.
And yes, it's him again. Well, the two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time. Quite a game this, all square again.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry. Tails most definitely up now.
Colorado Springs are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise. Now it's Shevchenko. Vieira. Oh, good read. And here's Shevchenko. Messi. Now it's Bale. And he's found a way past. Into the last quarter of an hour. And here's Shevchenko.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
Messi! Oh, how good is he? That is a gem! An absolute gem! And they get themselves in front! What a delicious goal, stroked in like a maestro.
It's almost poetry in motion, Peter, isn't it? The way he wraps his foot round the ball so effortlessly. Amazing.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Well, Peter, the manager's all smiles, but he's got a big decision to make here. He needs to see this one out. Colorado Springs can really think about the precious seconds that took off the clock. No need to overly commit now.
No, not quite on the same wavelength.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
Some really good ball movement to threaten. Shot a goal! Superb from Pato! About as smooth as it gets. And surely that does it. Perfect time, decisive strike.
I think you have to appreciate the simplicity and efficiency of it all there, Peter. The ease at which the defence got taken out of the equation. And he was never going to miss that.
So it... And that is that. Colorado Springs have been forced to do it the hard way, but they have pulled themselves... Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury, and it's my chance to say that it is an absolute delight to have Jim Beglin beside me.
Thanks for that, Peter, and may I say a big hello to everyone.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up, and we'll be getting underway very soon. Things already rolling. And no, he's seen through all of that. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Messi. Goes for the shot! Oh, needed to be more decisive in the end.
Well, it's a shame it ended up a little wasteful. They had the perfect opportunity to break away, and then they go and do that. It's got to be a quicker transition.
Madrid are looking to break at pace. Colorado Springs are seeing more of the ball, but still aren't carrying much goal threat. And that's gone behind for a goal kick. O'Shea is there, and he can pick it up. And it's Messi. And here's Cruyff. Cruyff makes a dash for it. Now who's going to be first to this? And this is Cruyff. Rijkaard gets it clear. Colorado Springs have reclaimed it. Xavi Alonso. And this is Luis Suarez.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Almost half an hour in now. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Great vision. Floated through. And this is Luis Suarez. And we have our very first corner. And that should get the job done. Maldini. And this is Luis. And he shoots! Oh, the ball's run loose here.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Vieira. Well, anyone who's joined us late, I can confirm that in terms of goals, at least you've missed nothing. Quality ball. And the pass is intercepted. And it's Hullet. Played out wide. Xabi Alonso. And this is Luis Suarez! There is the genius of Luis Suarez!
Well, we had a feeling, Peter, that he would show up sometime, but not in such spectacular style. I can tell you it certainly made one man's job a lot easier in this half-time break.
You know, you just know it's Eto'o! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping. So, a temporary halt to the action. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Colorado Springs go in at half-time with a 1-0 lead.
There's plenty of positives to take despite the lead being so small, Peter. I think playing well, good energy, a little more composure up front perhaps. That's not too much to ask.
Colorado Springs are 1-0 up at half-time, and it's all to play for. The second half is up and running. Colorado Springs currently ahead by the smallest of margins. Colorado Springs couldn't do a whole lot with it there. They could do with more sharpness in their passing. And here's Cruyff. O'Shea. Eto'o. Now it's Cruyff. Cruyff. Ball into... Chance! No, couldn't quite control it.
Well, the manager clearly has to react to this and tactically change what's happening. It's too easy for them to get in.
Cruyff looking to shake off some unwanted attention.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind them up in the process, Peter.
Lovely pass, but can he get there?
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
They're coming again and again.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
And here's Messi. Bout of passing here, really. Luis Suarez! Oh, that wasn't the worst effort in the world. Maldini does really well to win the ball there. And this is Bale. Now it's Cruyff. Messi. Oh, well played, well sorted out.
Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
Oh, well measured. And this is Cruyff. Here comes the cross.
Colorado Springs surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. And here's Suarez. And that is a little undercooked. The ball is loose and the chase is on. O'Shea did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. There's the shot! And he's really put himself on the line here. This is their second corner of the game. And that has earned a reprieve for the time being. Into the last 5 minutes. Oh, shooting chance! Good try, very good try, in fact.
Well, it was a confident attempt, and he made it look like a doddle the way he generated that power.
And he's picked out the run. And Del Piero! Now, who's going to be first to this? Oh, this looks sharp. Oh, that's well spotted. And the referee brings it to a close. Relief, finally. Now at last they can enjoy the taste of victory. Fingernails bitten to the quick, but they have got over the line.